Hello, this is a video on how to play King Tut Solitaire. It's also known as Tut's Tomb. Um, some history of the game. It was invented by Microsoft as well. Um, and the reason it's called Tut's Tomb or King Tut's Solitaire is there was an Egyptian king known as Tutankhamun, and he was quite rich, and he was the last of his family to rule Egypt. Do note that there's a pyramid shape here. That's in reference to Egypt. And so the game is called Tut's Tomb or King Tut's Solitaire as a reference to that king. So that's just, I guess, a little bit of backstory about the game. Um, and so what you'll need is a standard 52 card deck. Um, you'll notice here that none of these cards have suits on them, right? You'll notice that, right? You might be like, where did all the suits go? The reason we don't have suits here is in King Tut's Solitaire or Tut's Tomb, the suits don't matter. And so you can play with any suit. I guess you just need the 52 card deck, right? The suits that you have on the cards don't matter. Ignore them completely for this game. What you'll need to do is the goal is to remove every single card in the pyramid, right? And so we have all these cards here in the pyramid. We don't want any. We want this pyramid completely gone. And that's the goal for the game. What you'll need to do is you remove pairs of cards that add to 13. And so kings can be removed singly. And so the list of legal pairs that can actually be removed is an ace and a queen, right? Because that adds to 13. A 2 and a jack, a 3 and a 10, a 4 and a 9, a 5 and an 8, a 6 and a 7, or you can singularly remove the king. And so the pyramid contains 28 cards. First, one card is dealt, right? And so you start off by building the pyramid by placing one card. Then, two cards are dealt in a second row, overlapping the previous row. Then, three cards are dealt in the third row, 4 in the fifth, 5 in the sixth, 5 in the fifth, 6 in the sixth, and then finally 7 cards in the 7th row. Remember, you want to be overlapping the previous cards, setting it up as so. You cannot build on the pyramid. Building meaning stack cards on top of each other in the pyramid. Cards on the pyramid that are not under another card are available for play, and empty spaces in the pyramid may not be filled. And so let's just see, is there a combination of cards we can remove here? Well, we have our jack and the 2. We can remove them. Well, we did. And you don't see them anywhere because we just chucked them off to the side of the screen here. But essentially, you just discard them. What else can we move? Well, we have a 7 and a 6. Now we have a king. And we have a 9 here. And we want to try to get rid of this 9, but we cannot. So you can sort of see what to do, right? You just simply remove cards from the pyramid that add up to 13. Setting up the pyramid with 7 rows of overlapping cards. And you can only make moves with cards that do not have another card overlapping. That essentially sums up King Tut's Solitaire. Now, the remaining cards that are not used in building the pyramid form the stock. So that would be the cards right here. Do note that there is one waste pile here. And each time you click on the stock, or in my case click, but in this case you take 3 cards from the stock and they go to the waste. And so I'm actually going to, in this case we'll go through with the 3 cards that we take from the stock. And so the top card of the waste is available to play. And so if any card from here and the top card of the waste make 13, then you can remove them. And if you run out of cards in the stock, then you can flip through the stock again, going through the stock again. And so at the end of any pass where there are not enough cards left in the deck, the waste is flipped over and it becomes a new stock. Do note that you can only play the top card of the waste. And so let's just see what we can do here. It's quite a simple game. It's similar to Pyramid Solitaire, but there are some slight differences. And so let's just see what can be done here. What can be done? Not any moves that can really be made. Still doesn't look like we can make any moves. 10 and 3. Remove it. And that opens up the next top card, right? In this case, that's not really beneficial for us. So we will still go ahead with the flip. And now what do? We retake those cards, right? Since we went through the entire deck, and we place it back again. Now we try starting again. Do note that you do not shuffle. You merely go through the deck again. And so I'm doing quite bad here, as you can see. An ace and the queen, an 8 and the 5, a 9 and the there's nothing we can really do here. And so just little things like that allow you to get through the deck here. 697. King can just be removed. Then the 2, well, no. And so we're going to place the deck back again. Remember, you take 3 cards at a time going through the deck. And so let's sum up King Tut Solitaire. King Tut Solitaire, you make a pyramid of 7 rows with overlapping cards, starting the first row with 1 card, the last row with 7 cards. You remove cards from the pyramid if they add up to 13. If you have no more moves, you flip up 3 cards from the stockpile, and you make the waste pile. The top card of the waste pile can be played, and it can be combined with any card in the pyramid with a sum of 13, and then you can remove them. The goal is to remove all the cards from the pyramid. If you run out of cards in the stockpile, you simply flip over the waste pile. And that wraps up how to play King Tut Solitaire. And so let's quickly try to get through this round here. 8 and 5. 10. 10 by itself is not that good. Jack. Fortunately, that's not doing anything. Nope. Nope. And so obviously we will keep trying here. And so what we'll have to do here is we'll have to keep trying here. It does seem like we're a bit stuck, and that's okay. We just have to keep trying. And now we were able to do such a maneuver. Nope. There's still no legal maneuver we can do there. Now there is. Ace and queen. The 8. Nope. You can simply remove that king. If a king pops up, you can simply remove it from the waste pile, right? Because kings already have a sum of 13. And we then go through it again. 5 and an 8, yes. A 10 by itself does us no good. So now we try. 9 and 4 is 13. And so you can sort of see how to play. It's quite simple. We might be stuck here. And this can happen if you do not play smart. But we'll see if there's still a move available here. We have to get rid of that ace 8 somehow. So give me a second here. And so there are no legal recombinations we can make, and no matter how many times we redeal, this will always be the case, right? There's no legal combinations that will add up to 13 based off the top card of the waste pile. And so we've lost this game of King Tut Solitaire. And so what we would have to do is we would have to concede defeat, and we'd simply have to redeal and play another game. And so don't think solitaire games don't teach strategy, or that you can simply just do whatever move you wish. You actually have to sit there and think about what move you're doing, because if you make the wrong move as in make a move that is legal, but without thinking, it could actually end up hurting you in the future. And so look, now we're in a position where we cannot even play a card, and we've effectively lost. And so that sums up how to play King Tut Solitaire. It's quite similar to Pyramid Solitaire, but there are some key differences. But essentially, moral of the story is always think when you play a game, even if you're playing by yourself. And with anything in life, always plan ahead. Don't be like me and simply place cards randomly without thinking, because then you get into situations like this. And so always set goals and always plan ahead. And it's nice how card games can sometimes teach us life lessons. And so that wraps up how to play King Tut Solitaire or Tut's Tomb. Um, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed.